Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. This is your girl, Janie Charlot, your host. And welcome again. I am outside in nature, getting some of this humidity. It feels good. It feels amazing. It feels really good. You can't see my feet, but I have no shoes on because I go out into the grass and I ground. Okay. Grounding is just putting your feet on the earth, letting your feet touch the earth and sending some of that energy into the earth, releasing energy. Okay. So it feels good to be out in nature. Today, I want to talk a little bit about developing your intuition or trusting your intuition, and what are some things you can do to start developing that. Okay. Um, in a world that's very, very data oriented, all right, very analytical, everything's about numbers right now, very scientific, people want to know the science behind it. Intuition is something that has really gone out the window, but let me give you guys a little bit of science on intuition, okay? So many scientists, many neurologists call the gut. So you've heard of the gut feeling, okay? So many neurologists call the gut the second brain. And that's because the gut has a lot of neurons that's linked to the brain and can really give off signals. And so when you make decisions that the brain is in alignment, I call it with the heart, you sometimes feel it in the gut. Okay. So you've heard of people saying, oh gosh, I have butterflies in my stomach. That's that gut feeling. Or if it just, you get news and it just hits you in the stomach, that's that gut feeling. Okay. There's a lot of neurons, a lot of cells that transmit from the brain in your head to the gut. All right. And sometimes when you get that, that's kind of like your sixth sense saying, hey, listen, pay attention to what's happening. All right. So I really want to talk about it because again, we're not supposed to talk about using intuition. And the truth is, when you use intuition, you're actually using what's more aligned for your overall soul evolution. All right. So, what you're really here on this earth to learn. And sometimes the biggest test is learning what's my intuition and what's fear. All right. So, discerning is actually, I've heard it in the Bible like as a gift, the gift of discernment. So that's pretty much the same thing as using your intuition, but you start to just fall back more to how you feel, and not to what the outside environment is telling you to do. So I'm sure, you guys have had decisions that your gut told you to do something, but then you still did the complete opposite. And it turned out that it wasn't in your favor, that you should have listened to your gut. So number one, start using your intuition by using it with minor decisions. If you haven't been using your intuition, I don't recommend just, hey, I'm gonna use my intuition on one of these big old decisions, big life decisions that I have to make. I don't recommend that. Start using it with little small decisions, okay? And that could be anything with just, what are your gut feelings concerning your child, or what's your gut feelings concerning, someone that you're having an issue with at work. What's your gut feeling regarding information that someone is telling you? Start paying attention to what signals your body is giving you. All right. Pay attention to the emotions that come up when you start to hear different information. Pay attention to that. The information you get, does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel calm? Is it peaceful to you? Or does it make you feel intense? Does the tone that you're receiving, does it make you feel stressed? Do all of your cells clench up? Do you clench up when you hear certain information? Those are things you have to pay attention to when you're getting information. Um, Uh, Another thing when you are trying to make decisions with your intuition, a good thing to do is to fall back on your values. All right, that will always guide you towards more intuition. So let's just say you're trying to make a decision regarding a job. Okay, the job is going to pay you good money, but it's going to be way more stressful. You're going to be away from home more. You're going to have less free time. So, in this decision, you have to decide, is more money a core value for me? Or is time freedom, or being more with my family, is that more of a core value? All right, that's when you lean more into that intuition. All right, because initially getting information like, yeah, you'll make X amount of dollars more. Initially, that may be like, whoa, that's a good thing. But then when you sit back and you take some time to analyze it, and you evaluate it with all your core values, then you can see, all right, let me use my intuition in this. Let me see how this aligns with my core value. All right. Just pay attention to the hunches that you get, like the true hunches. Your intuition is nothing that screams out at you. Sometimes those gut feelings are like punches in the gut, but most times it's something that does not scream out at you. It's going to be something very subtle. It's going to be like, I don't know what it is, but something's just not right. Or, I don't know what it is yet, but I don't really trust that. Or it could be a neutral feeling like, I'm not ready to make that decision. Don't make that decision. Listen to those hunches. Listen to that. Don't make the decision. You don't have to feel pressured into doing something or making decisions right away. And you definitely don't want to do anything in the heat of any type of emotion, because 9 times out of 10 it's all emotional. It's not intuitive, and you're going to make the wrong decision. So give yourself 48, 72 hours to think about things, to meditate on things, and then make a decision. So I wanted to keep this podcast really quick. I just wanted to give some information on being intuitive and falling back on your intuition, especially, if you're a woman, because that comes really, really natural to us. Go out in nature. Nature will give you some answers, especially if you're out there meditating, thinking on things. Certain things will just fly right by you, land right next to you, and then it'll give you your answer. So nature really helps us to get in the rhythm, all right, with the universe. And when we're in alignment and when we're in the rhythm with nature, we are more apt to make decisions that are more aligned with what our soul needs, what we need to grow, what we need to become better, or even if it's some type of soul lesson that we need to learn. When we are aligned with nature, we make those decisions in nature. We take time to reconnect and get our rhythm in line, the circadian rhythm. You're more apt to follow intuition. Also, just make sure that fear does not stop you or halt you from staying in that surrendered intuitive space. Okay. And I'm not saying that logic is not something that we are not supposed to use. We're supposed to use logic. Sometimes things are just that, like, simple. It's simple logic, and we just need to use it, right? If you have 2 apples and you have another 2 apples, you now have 4 apples. There's nothing intuitive about that. Some things are just pretty much straightforward. But it's when things are not straightforward for you, when it's not clear, and you're searching for answers, and you're searching for clarity, and you need peace about a situation, and you're at a crossroads, and you need to make a decision, and the two things that you're trying to decide on are vastly different, and it will take you down two different paths. Because sometimes you could be in a situation where the decision you're trying to make is pretty similar. So whether you choose A or B, it really won't make a big deal. But sometimes you are going to be in a situation that is going to be life changing, and you have to make a decision. And remember, you cannot make a decision, because not making a decision halts you. It doesn't move you forward in life. So you have to make a decision. So I'm referring to those big decisions where if you go left or right, your journey is going to be vastly different. All right. And I have come across a few times in my life where I've had to make some big decisions because my life was going to go one path if I didn't, and another path if I did. And I had to intuitively make those decisions. All right. And just know that when you are using intuition, just in life, there's really no wrong way. Even if you made a decision that was not favorable, you're gonna get that same test and an opportunity to make that decision again. Normally, once you realize the patterns in your life and you're like, okay, no, I gotta get this right, you're gonna start making the right decisions a little more easily because you're gonna lean more into that intuition. All right, guys, that is all I have. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. We're on all podcasting platforms. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm Janie, Charlot, your host, and co-hosting is Russell Bruce. He's not on this episode today. Reach out to us. Let us know if you have any questions. All right, take care. And until the next episode, use your intuition when you need to. All right, take care.